Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Get into the train, we will take you an unforgettable journey through the world of crime. Let's explore the stories and the mysteries and thrill together. Can you imagine that primary school teacher can be a killer? Yes, this was happened in Northampton. This is the story of Fiona Beal. In October 2021, Fiona was living with Nicholas Billingham in Morris Street, Northampton. The two of them had been in a relationship for some 17 years. Nicholas Billingham was a constructor and Fiona Beal was a preschool teacher for 6 years. On Monday, 1st November 2021, Nick left home and went to work pretty much as normal. Mr. Billingham had worked on a house renovation before returning to the home he shared with Bill in Northampton. After the working, he returned to the home. That is the last day he was alive. No one see him since then. He never thought that his woman will kill him such a horrific way. Bill had planned to and had killed him in cold blood. She had purchased a forked-handled utility knife in the days before. She had a chase and cable ties. After he bathed, she stabbed him in the neck when he was wearing a sleep mask and was probably cable tied on their bed, and disposed of the body in a shallow grave at the side of their home like building waste. The blood spatter in their bedroom was painted over and their furniture rearranged to obscure the view of his burial site in the side of return of their 3-bedroom terraced house, which was not overlooked by neighbors, while next door was empty for renovations. Afterward, the Year 6 teacher spent 10 days carefully covering her tracks, as she called works. Friends and family had been said that they were isolating after testing positive for COVID-19. Bill had sent similar messages from Mr. Billingham's phone. On November 8, Bill sent messages to her sisters saying she and Mr. Billingham had split up. She said he had left because of an affair with another woman. That Christmas, Billingham's mother visited Bill at the home to drop off presents, thinking her son had left her for another woman. Bill returned to work, fully discharging her considerable responsibilities as a teacher to Year 6 pupils, and receiving a sympathetic response from people who had heard about her breakup. There are New Year goodwill messages sent to Nick's phone by his friends and family, where Bill responded as Nick again, giving the impression all was fine with him. On 6 February 2022, Nick's mother sent a message to her son asking if he was alright. The message is also met with a reply sent by Bill, "All good." That reply comes in evening of the 11th February. In late February 2022, Bill rented a cabin in Cumbria as her mental health had begun to deteriorate. Family members had become concerned for her welfare and police were called to check on her and found her after she had made an attempt to take her own life. In the cabin, police found journals written in her hand that showed a wholly different side to her personality in the cabin. That journals, containing a confession to the killing, which triggered an investigation, which soon established that Mr. Billingham had not been seen or spoken to by telephone since the afternoon of November 1, 2021. In all these documents, Fiona Beal introduces themes of her having been controlled and manipulated in the relationship, of her insecurities having been exaggerated rather than helped by his attitude, of unpleasant things he had done, and this explaining why she killed him as she did. She introduces her insight into her own split personality and an alter ego, her second self. She calls Tulip 22, who is capable of wholly different and darker conduct than her public persona of committed teacher. From a journal Beal kept, it is clear that by the time he returned home from work that day, she had resolved to kill him. She wrapped her dead partner up and dragged him down the stairs, buried him in the side return of her garden. It was not until 9th March 2022, some 4 months after she had killed him, that Nick's body was discovered and excavated from the burial site she made in the garden of the house. He lay undiscovered in the makeshift grave of plastic sheeting, badly mixed concrete, breeze blocks, and compost for more than 4 months, while Beal returned to teaching as if nothing had happened and telling others Mr. Billingham had left her for another woman. She exploited a narrative that she was the victim of abuse at the hands of her long-term partner. Beal claimed he would make belittling comments, calling her old, washed up, and fat, and was obsessive about the standard of cleaning and food she prepared. But rather than leave the relationship, she killed him in a planned, cold-blooded execution when he thought he was safe with his partner. She has written on the journals, "While he was in the bath, I kept the knife in my dressing gown pocket and then I had it in the drawer next to the bed. I brought a chisel, bing bang, and a cable ties too. I got him to wear an eye mask." She went on. "My last words to him when he asked why was that he was not going to do to another female what he had done to me." On the journal, another place, she has written, "It was harder than I thought it would be. Hiding a body was bad. Moving a body is much more difficult than it looks on TV." After killing Nick, she made numerous purchases on the internet using his bank account from 2nd November onwards for cleaning materials, bedding items, and other domestic products, as well as an incinerator and gardening gloves to make the burial of the body complete. There is the 10-day period when she claimed to have COVID and so were not at work, and using that to make sure the body could be in a homemade tomb in the garden and keeping everyone away from the home address for what are now obvious reasons. But the deceit goes on well after that 10-day period, and she then peddling the story of Nick having left her for someone else and the two of them having split up. This pattern of false texts and actions continued throughout November and December 2021. "You sat in your front room with me, having a casual chat with me, having a Christmas drink with me, and the whole time you knew that you had killed my son and buried him only feet from where I was sat," Nick's mother told the court. After reading entries in her diary in which she had written, "Moving a body is much more difficult than it looks on TV. She said, I walked into the house in the living room, and the first thing I thought was, oh, have you had a turn round of furniture? It all looks different. Here, this is a letter Mr. Billingham wrote to Bill after he had an affair during their 17-year relationship. My body, my heart, my love has been yours since the day I met you and will be yours until the day I die, as he tried to win back Fiona Beal following an affair. You are the most beautiful woman in the world. You are so kind-hearted in every single way, and if there were more people like you around, the world would be a better place. But he never thought that the woman that he wrote this letter to will doing this to him one day.